You've taken smoking to an art. It's not even, there's not even words. I went to the gym, there was a guy on the treadmill like this, he's like, I feel the burn here and here. It's unbelievable. He's doing yoga, he's like the smoking lotus. In America, we have public service announcements trying to get you to quit smoking. Here you'd have it like, don't be a quitter. Smoke to the end, please. Brought to you by the Jordanian Medical Association.
That's stand-up comedian Dina Obidallah at the first comedy festival held in the Middle East. Obidallah was the executive producer of the Amman Festival held in Jordan this month. The Arab American is breaking barriers as he brings American pop culture to an Arab audience. Obidallah calls himself a comedy missionary. He joins us now from New York to tell us more about this mission. So, Dean, what was the mission of the Amman Comedy Festival?
Well, I mean, part of it was to entertain, but it was really the vision of the mayor of Amman who came to me. I did some shows there in August, and he came to me because I produced the New York Arab American Comedy Festival and said, we want to do a festival here. We want to invite more comics. And we want to show the world that Arabs and Jordanians can laugh. Because, to be honest, when's the last time on American TV you see Arabs laughing, other than playing a terrorist, laughing at his maniacal plans, you know, something like that. So we want to show people in the West that Arabs can laugh. They have a sense of humor, and they laugh at themselves, like those jokes you just showed. I'm mocking them, and they have no problem laughing at it. And that's a great thing. That's something that we don't see enough of here in the West.
So why do you think there is such a negative stereotype of people from the Middle East, whether you're Arab, whether you're Iranian, whatever you are?
Well, I mean, part of it is entertainment media. We've been defined for years and years, not just 9/11, but pre-9/11, it was horrible. You know, and there's a great book by Dr. Jack Shaheen documenting the number of times we've been betrayed Middle Eastern people as terrorists. That's one thing. Also, there has been terrorist attacks. I can't pretend that there have not been Muslims or Arabs or Middle Eastern people who have committed some terrorist attacks. But unfortunately, those are the ones that define us. And the obligations on us, the rest of us, to show the rest of the world, that's not who we are. There's much more to us. And in this case, we're funny. You know, and the festival had about 15 comics from around the world that came in. We brought in, and it really was a great experience. The guys from the Axis of Evil, Master Brani, Ahmed, Aaron Cater, plus non-Middle Eastern American comics, just white comics. And they loved it. The audience embraced the humor, all different types of humor, clever, smart humor. They loved it. And I was so happy to be a part of it.
Well, let's show a clip of you where you're actually talking about superheroes or lack of them in the Arab world.
But I was thinking about this, because, you know, Ahmed's in Iron Man. The movie Iron Man was a great movie, and we have Batman in the States and Superman. There's no Arab superhero yet. And I want there to be, but there's a reason we can't have one. It's because he'd be 20 minutes late for every emergency. They'd be like, shoo, what is everybody? What is this? This is bull, I want you to know.
So, Dean, tell us what kind of reaction you get in the United States when you tell people you're going to a, you know, cosmopolitan city, but an Arab city like Amman, to make people laugh.
Well, to be honest, when American comics say they're going to the Middle East to perform, they're performing for our troops over there, which is a great gesture. Here, in our case, we're actually performing for the Arabs living there. So that's very unique. No one had really done that before a year ago when the Axis of Evil first went there. And, you know, it was sponsored by Showtime Arabia, who brought, through television, this idea of stand-up comedy to the region. It had never been seen. And now it's exploding through the region. And I use the term, you know, exploding with
that may be the wrong term to use.
But it shows you how dramatic I mean, for an example, people say, how big are the crowds? We did shows in Beirut in May. We had 5,000 people come out. We did shows in Cairo in early August. We had 4,000 people come out to these shows. This festival was sold out 12 days in advance, which is unheard of for Arabs because they never buy tickets in advance, which is another stereotype about us. So, you know, the young people are really getting into it, and we're teaching comedy to them because we always come in a few days early and do a comedy seminar. We want more young Arabs, we want more Middle Eastern people.
And there we have a shot of the Arabs sitting in the audience laughing at your jokes. Hey, you know what? It's a good thing they were laughing at you and not throwing a shoe at you.
Well, you know, times have changed. This was pre-shoe throwing. Now, you know, who knows from now on what will happen.
So, what do you think about that? What is the whole Arab perspective on the shoe-throwing man?
Well, I mean, to me, I don't know per se. I think anywhere you go in this world, throwing your shoe at someone is not considered a compliment. There's nowhere in this world I go, wow, no one threw a shoe at me. That must have been a sucky speech. It's an insult anywhere, but certainly the guy was making a point about Iraq. You know, my big question is, where was Secret Service? They won't take a bullet. They won't take a number 10 loafer for this guy at this point. So.
And did you notice the reflexes of al-Maliki? He, like, didn't move.
To him, I think this is for him, it must have been like, it's Tuesday, someone's throwing his shoe every Tuesday. But Bush, you see the way Bush ducked? That's a guy who's had shoes thrown at him before in anger. I have a sense, You know, there may be a few shoes in the Oval Office tossed across the room there in anger at him.
Good reflexes. That's one thing you can say about
Amazing.
President Bush. He's got pretty good reflexes. And a lucky dude that the person who threw the shoe wasn't a woman, like a female shoe with, like, you know, pointy toes and really sharp heel.
Well, I've been inundated with emails from friends saying if it was an Arab mother, she would have hit her target, because many Arab mothers have unbelievable, they're the superheroes of the Arab world. They can hit you around a corner with a boomerang type throw.
So, Dean, I also have to tell you, like, depending on where you perform, whether it's Amman, whether it's New York, do you have to modify the jokes or the performance depending on which country you're performing?
To be honest, even within the United States, with each region you're performing, you have to modify it and what show you're doing. Because people, if they book you, they might say, we don't want this kind of humor, that kind of humor. In the Middle East, at this point, the only restrictions are they don't want to make you can't mock, say, King Abdullah in Jordan or President Mubarak in Egypt, or certain limitations. And they don't want, like, sexual jokes is a big thing. But besides that, it's pretty much open to your sensibilities. The audiences like cleaner material, which is good for me, and most of us are clean comics, the ones going over there. But to me, I think it's such a great point to show American audiences that these people are laughing at the exact same jokes we tell here in English. And the same words elicit the same response. And to me, that makes the point of our common humanity, which again is something we keep hearing in the States. It's them versus us. It's not us versus them.
It's all of us.
Right, there's a few bad them, that's it. The rest, we're all us. We're all here, we're all humans. We want to laugh. They laugh at themselves, they laugh at us. I make fun of me. President Bush got a lot of laughs, but so will President Obama in the future. I mean, they know American politics so well, and they love laughing at the subject matter, which is great for all of us.
You're absolutely right. Everybody loves to laugh, regardless of what part of the world you're from. You're doing a fantastic job. Dean Obeidallah, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me on.